PerkyPlanes and RC here, operating at 2.4 gigahertz and back on the Uproar. This is part 15 on the Uproar build, and basically just going to be doing a lot of various random things to the airplane to kind of get it prepped up, get it ready, get it finished up, and all that. So we'll see how far we get in this video. So what you're seeing right now, this is the opening for the fuel tank compartment. And if you see that glistening kind of look there, that is some epoxy that I've applied to it to fuel-proof it. In the event that there's ever a point where the fuel starts to leak or something like that, that kind of helps protect the wood there. So I went ahead and epoxied the fuel tank compartment. Okay, so in this little segment of the video, basically going to be kind of going over a little bit on the alignments of everything. So I went ahead and already checked the alignments with the wing, and where I had pushed it through the fuselage and all that, I pretty much just luckily almost got it perfectly centered. I had to maybe nudge it just a hair, and then after that it was fine and centered. And then at that point, I went ahead and already applied some glue to it to kind of hold it and lock it in place. I still need to kind of touch up a little bit on the glue and add some more in the gaps and everything. So anyways, wing is secured in place. Now I'm doing the tail section here with the horizontal stabilizer. And basically what I've got to do is I got to try to get the horizontal stabilizer centered and level and parallel with the wing. So the first thing I'm doing is centering it. So the way I'm doing this is I've got a T-pin right here on the very end, going through the center post here just to kind of hold it down a little bit. And I've got some masking tape right here. And basically how it goes is I make my take my measurements, and then if I need to shift it, I lift the tape, shift the horizontal stabilizer just a little bit, and then tape it back down. So that's how I've been doing it. Now, as far as what I have to measure, I have to measure from the tip, very tip right here of the horizontal stabilizer on that side and this side, to the center of the firewall, which I don't know if you guys can really see that exactly, but it's right up there, obviously. So anyways, been measuring it to there. I tried doing this with a yardstick, and due to the shape of the fuselage and the angles, it became impossible because it goes pretty much flat, through the fuselage here, and then it tapers downwards like that. So that's why it was kind of a pain with a yardstick. So what I've got now is some good old measuring tape, and just been using that. I'm not sure when and where I got this, but you more see it commonly with when you're doing sewing and stuff like that. But it works absolutely wonderful for this too. So, and right now I've got it probably about as good as it's going to get. So let me go ahead and show you guys here. And I think this side over here is a little bit off camera, but going from the center of the firewall there up to here. It's about 33 3/4. 33 13/16. If I switch over here to this side, center of the firewall, and oops, losing grip over there. There we go. Again, 33 3/4, 13/16. Right in that ballpark. So, as far as I can tell, that's as good as she's going to get as far as the centering. So I think we pretty well got it. So what this means right now is I can go ahead, and that part is good. I need to make sure that it's parallel with the wing, which, I think from this angle here, it shows it pretty darn good. So what that means is time to go ahead and secure this and glue it down. Okay, got it epoxied and clamped down. All right, guys, as you can see, I've been a little bit busy here, so as you can kind of tell from the balsa dust. So what I've been doing is I've been using the slot machine tool and the Dubro tools to start cutting my hinge slots there. So So I've been doing that on the ailerons on both of them. And I also just got finished. I actually went ahead and cut the holes first. And then I went ahead and shaped the hinge line here. So it's not, because initially it was a full, just a straight 90 degrees. And now it's actually got some angle to it. You can see it a little bit there. So I spent some time shaping that. And like I said, as you can see, I got some balsa dust. And courtesy of my wife, I have a new balsa filler container. I think this one will last a while. So I've already got quite a bit in here. Well, it's from my last container. I've already went ahead and dumped that in there. And then I'll be adding, of course, this stuff to it. So I think I'll have balsa filler for a while. Honestly, this stuff is like absolute gold, so you might as well preserve whatever you can of it, because, you know, it's not cheap anymore, it seems like. So, but anyways, just want to give you that little quick update there. All right, major step right now. Just got one of the last flight surface areas officially kind of set down, letting the glue epoxy work and do its thing. I'm talking about here the fin and the rudder. So went ahead and got some epoxy mixed up over here, kind of measured and tried to get it and got it centered up on the horizontal stabilizer fuselage there. Got my 90 degrees out here just to sort of test the angle, and currently have it pinned down as best I could with some T-pins here. So got one here to sort of anchor it, got a couple on both sides here to kind of hold it, you know, upright at 90 degrees, and I got some other pins bracing it as well. So I just put the epoxy down just about a few minutes ago and set the fin and rudder on there. So right now, just a matter of just waiting and letting that glue set. So got that major step out of the way, and then we'll kind of move on to the next thing, which is probably going to be, I know you guys just seen the hinges for the ailerons. Next thing I gotta probably do is go ahead and cut the hinge slots here on the wings for the aileron, so we can officially get them in place. So, anyways, just moving right along. Well, hey guys, I thought I would share with you a little technique that I'm doing here on doing the aileron hinges. Now, this is more on the wing side, because I've already cut the hinge slots for the actual ailerons themselves. So what I've done, and it looks kind of like a mess right now, but I have taped with masking tape the aileron to the wing, and that gives me a place where I know where to make my cuts at. So as you can see here, I've already made the cut on the wing side here, and just going down the line, here's another one, you know, and so on. So that's kind of how I'm doing this, you know, keeping this in line basically with where to make my my hinge cuts. And again, using the good old slot machine tool there, and then of course my Dubro tools as well to sort of enlarge those holes. So all right, and here is at least the finished product on this side. So I went ahead and just sort of temporarily put it in place. So we have a working hinge here on one of the ailerons. All right, got both ailerons in place. I haven't actually glued them yet, but just want to kind of go ahead and at least kind of temporarily put them in place there. All right, guys, just got finished up there getting the motor mount in place. I must say I love blind nuts, because it's a great fastener approach when it comes to dealing with working with wood things, because the blind nut just digs right into the wood and, you know, solid as a rock. Well, hey guys, that's going to conclude this video as far as what's left on the Uproar. I kind of wanted to go ahead and at least kind of get some of the bigger things out of the way, because again, what's left is a bunch of little tiny things. So, it's kind of one of those things where, you know, gluing the tail section on is a pretty big deal. So I want to make sure we get that on there. As well as some finishing touches with the ailerons, motor mount, stuff like that. So, just want to kind of cover the big things in this video. As far as some of there are still a couple more little things left, but, that may come in future videos, or I may not even include it at all. Stuff like mounting the landing gear and radio servo installation. I might show a little bit of that, but I think for the bigger things, we're pretty well wrapped up. I think what this means, honestly, is that the next video is going to be on covering. Yeah, that's going to be kind of the next thing is covering. So I am going to do like I said, just kind of a base white color over the whole plane. Looking at my my stock of what I have, I do think I'm going to have to order another roll of Ultra Coat. I'm pretty sure what I have is Ultra Coat in the white, and it is a used roll. I have used some of it before, so I don't know if I have enough material there to cover the whole plane. So I'll probably end up getting another roll of Ultra Coat in the white, so I can make sure and get the whole plane covered. And then as far as the other colors, I'll kind of go through your all suggestions there. But I do appreciate your guys' suggestions and comments as far as a color scheme on it. I'll probably go with some of those ideas there and kind of figure out something. I think the next video as well with the covering is also going to present a new challenge, one that I've never dealt with before in terms of builds, and it's not a do or die kind of challenge. It's not one that I'm going to probably stress myself out too much on, but it is a challenge nonetheless. It is something I've never done before, and that is the canopy. And the reason I say that is because, again, I've never approached canopies before with these builds. And so this is how the canopy came. So we got, of course, the main curved part there, and then it has a lot of this excess material around it, which I'm assuming I'm gonna probably cut most of that off, because I think it actually does span the full width of the fuselage. But again, I don't know if I'm gonna need all that full excess or not. So it's kind of one of those things where I probably am thinking I'll have to cut some of that off. And then I believe, from what I'm understanding, there is canopy glue, which I again never fooled with before. But at the same time, I've also seen some of these canopies on like ARF models where they actually leave a little bit of excess, there around the edge, and then they actually use a couple like screws to hold the canopy down. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Not sure if I'll just be using the canopy glue or doing screws. And I even kind of wondered myself, maybe this is a crazy thing for me thinking this, but I thought almost maybe the covering can go over top of these edges and then just kind of seal it down. Or would the iron be too hot and start melting some of the plastic? I don't know. So again, unsure about canopies, but I'll be facing that challenge next just to kind of see how that works. Again, just a minute little challenge that I'm sure I'll figure out once I get there. But just kind of some things I'm wondering about. So, but anyways, guys, again, that's all for this video. We're getting pretty close to the end, so I'm pretty pumped about that. So, all right, I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.